2021 Toyota Corolla Hybrid, Hyundai Elantra Hybrid, and Honda Insight Hybrid. Who makes the best affordable hybrid car? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, where we help you, the consumer, master the process of car buying and car ownership. In the past, if you were looking for a low-priced electrified car, you really didn't have any options on the new car market. Now, however, there are a handful of hybrid electric cars that you can choose from, including the Toyota Corolla Hybrid, the Hyundai Elantra Hybrid, and the Honda Insight Hybrid, all of which are very well priced and can be had for below $30,000. So to find out who makes the best affordably priced hybrid car, make sure to stick around to the end of the video. So I guess the first question to answer would be, are these hybrid versions a lot more fuel efficient than the equivalent gas models? The short answer is absolutely yes. All three of these cars are rated for between 50 to 55 miles per gallon or 4.5 to 5 liters per 100 kilometers. That is a lot more fuel efficient than you're going to get with the gas models, which can easily use between 30 to 40% more gas in mixed city and highway driving. So yes, you are going to save a lot of money on gas by going with one of the hybrid cars. All three of these cars are roughly about the same in terms of the level of power and acceleration they have as well. Even though they all have different horsepower ratings, the Corolla is rated for 121, the Elantra makes 139 horsepower, and the Insight makes 151. They all feel roughly about the same in terms of how much power they have, which is realistically not a lot. But I do think that they are a tiny bit quicker than the equivalent gas models, and ultimately they do have enough power to get the job done. What's very different about these three cars though is the way that they make that power. In the case of the Elantra, we've got a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine that comes matched to a 6-speed dual clutch transmission. Now, I don't have any complaints in terms of the way this drivetrain performs. It's fairly smooth and refined, and the way that it transitions from gas to electric power is pretty seamless. My only complaint has to be the dual clutch transmission, which, in case you don't know, a dual clutch is basically an automated manual transmission with 2 computer-controlled clutches. It's a pretty complicated transmission design, and these dual clutches do have a history of being problematic in some cars, and they can be extremely expensive to repair. I guess time will tell how reliable it'll really be over time, but one thing I do really like about the hybrid is the fact that it is not part of the major Hyundai Kia recall with the 2-liter and 2.4-liter engines that can catch fire or completely fail outright. I would definitely hesitate from buying one of those affected cars, and thankfully, the Hyundai Elantra Hybrid is safe. If you're looking for more peace of mind though, I think ultimately you are just going to get more of it with the Corolla Hybrid or the Insight. Both Honda and Toyota have over 2 decades of experience making hybrid cars, and they both know what they're doing. In the case of the Corolla, you're getting a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine matched to a continuously variable CVT transmission. It's a very refined, quiet, and seamless hybrid system, very much like the one in the Elantra Hybrid, only here it's backed by amazing peace of mind thanks to Toyota's outstanding reputation for reliability. The reality is that Toyota Synergy Drive hybrid systems have been on the market for an extremely long time, and they've been proven to be able to rack up hundreds of thousands of problem-free miles without having to worry about expensive repair bills. So if that's an important consideration for you, then the Corolla Hybrid is pretty much a no-brainer. The Honda Insight has a really good hybrid system too, and in fact it might just be the most clever, advanced one in this group. What I really like about it is the fact that it doesn't even use a conventional transmission at all. Instead, we have an electric motor that powers the front wheels through a gasoline engine electric generator setup. It's a pretty clever idea, and it adds a level of simplicity that I really appreciate. Honda's been using this hybrid system in the Accord since 2014, and like Toyota's hybrid system, it's a very well-proven, reliable drivetrain that should last a very long time. One area where I think the Elantra might have the other two cars beat though is the interior features and technology. Hyundai is well known for packing their cars with a lot of value and including a lot more features than you might expect for the price point, and the interior of this Elantra is definitely pretty impressive. One great example of that is the touchscreen infotainment system, which is easily the best one in this group. It's extremely easy to use, it has a really good menu structure with good graphics, and it even comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You also have this digital instrument cluster behind the steering wheel, which looks really good and has these really cool animations when you switch between the different drive modes. It just adds a little bit of an upscale feel to this car, which is something that you don't get in the other two. Although Hyundai tried to go upscale by trying to give this car more features and better technology, the overall interior feel is really not that much different from the other two cars. The materials are okay, but nothing special, and ultimately I think you probably are getting slightly better build quality, fit and finish of materials with the Corolla and the Insight. The Corolla's interior is very well finished. It has nice materials, and although the touchscreen infotainment system looks pretty dated, the graphics are not that great. It is very easy to use, and of course it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The interior of the Insight is very much the same. Nice fit and finish, good quality materials, easy to use controls, and just an okay infotainment system, although again you do have the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is really good. When it comes to safety, all three of these cars have really good safety ratings and come with a lot of great active safety technology. In the case of the Corolla and Insight, both come standard with a lot of active safety features like forward emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, and a few others too. In the case of the Elantra though, you do have to pay more and go for a higher trim level to get all of the active safety features like adaptive cruise control, which is pretty surprising to see. Now when it comes to pricing and value, these cars are priced a little bit differently depending on which side of the border that you're on. In the United States, for example, all three of these cars start around $24,000 to $25,000 and can stretch into the high 20s depending on whether you go for a higher trim level with more features. The Corolla, however, basically only comes one way at that $25,000 price mark. In Canada, the pricing for these cars is quite a bit different. The Corolla Hybrid and Elantra Hybrid both start just under $25,000, and you can go for a higher trim level for around $2,000 that adds extra features like a full leather interior, sunroof, and a few other extras too. The Honda Insight though has a much higher starting price, starting just under $29,000, mostly due to the fact that we don't have the base LX model that you get in the States. And if you go for the touring model, that's going to push the price closer to $33,000, $34,000. So you're going to be paying thousands more for the Insight over the Corolla Hybrid or the Elantra Hybrid. The Corolla and the Elantra are definitely the value leaders in this group. They really don't cost a lot more money than the equivalent gas versions. So when you think about how much money you're going to be saving in gas, they really are no-brainers. The Elantra probably comes off as the slightly better value due to the fact that it offers more features, more technology, and Hyundai typically offers better incentives and purchase programs than Toyota as well, so you can get one for a pretty good deal. But there's a lot more to value than just the initial price that you pay. You have to look at total ownership cost and resale value too, and in those areas I think the Toyota Corolla has a stronger advantage. The fact is that the Corolla has very high resale value in the compact car class. So you're going to get more money back on the back end when you trade it in or sell it down the road. So it could end up costing you a lot less over the long run. Okay, so final thoughts on these three hybrid cars. I'm going to start with the Honda Insight, which has a great design to it, a well done interior, it drives really nice, it has amazing fuel economy, and I really do like the hybrid system that it uses. I love the fact that it doesn't use a transmission, it gives it a little bit of simplicity, and Honda's hybrid systems are very reliable, and the car has a good reputation overall. But in the market that we're in Canada, the pricing is significantly higher than the other two in this group. And you really can't ignore that. If you're going to be paying another $4 or $5 grand, it really doesn't make sense. It just loses that value factor. In the States, it's obviously a different story, so I would rank it a little bit higher there. But for our market, I have to give it a third place. So that brings me to the Elantra Hybrid and the Corolla Hybrid. When it comes to the Elantra, what I really like about this car is the design, the interior with all the different features and technology that you get. It's definitely a step above the other two, especially with things like the infotainment system, which is just amazing to use. It's got a really cool digital cluster, a few extra features that are really nice, and it's a great driving car. It's very fuel efficient, good performance. My only holdback on it is the fact that it just doesn't have the same reputation for long-term reliability that you're ultimately getting with the Honda and the Toyota. Those two companies have been making hybrids for an extremely long time, over 2 decades, and you're just not getting that with the Hyundai. And also the fact that it uses a dual clutch transmission, which can be problematic. It does have a history of issues in a lot of other cars. It just raises a little bit of a concern for me. And the fact that you're not really saving any money by going with it. For the exact same amount of money, you could go with the Toyota Corolla Hybrid, which is my pick out of these three. It's a really well-designed car, nice interior, it offers a lot of features, really good value for money, and it just has that no-nonsense, proven long-term reliability, because when it comes to making hybrids, Toyota just does a better job than anybody else. They know what they're doing, they make more hybrid cars than just about anybody else, and you're just getting that really nice peace of mind. So that's going to be my pick. So let me know what you think of these three hybrid cars. Which one would you pick, or would you just buy something else? And if you have any suggestions for any future car videos or car comparisons, just leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you need any additional car buying advice, recommendations, or help with getting a great deal on your next new car purchase, you can check out carhelpcanada.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.